Hello children, welcome to the class. So today we are going to learn class 6 topic, that is air around us. Okay, so stay tuned, let's get started. So what is air? Have you experienced air? Do you see air? So you cannot see air, okay? But can you feel air? So answer is yes. Where you can feel air, can you give some examples? So there are various examples. There are ample of examples. That is swaying of clothes, flying kites. You can fly kites if there is air. Okay. Then the fluttering of pages of book. When you switch on the fan or there is air, you keep the book open so it flutters. Then leaf, rustling of leaf, also for winnowing purpose. Okay, so winnowing purpose also winnowing we require air. Okay, we require air. What is winnowing? It is separating the husk from the grains. Okay, grains is there and the husk is there. So in winnowing process we separate the husk from the grains. Okay, so for different purpose the air is, we can experience air. Okay, we can see, we can feel the air. Okay, we cannot see the air but we can feel the air. And also it is, we know that it is necessary for each and every living organism, because we breathe, whatever we breathe, that is air we breathe, and that's why we are alive. Okay, so it keeps us alive. Okay, so air around us, in this chapter we are going to learn about the different properties of air, different constituents in air, and different uses of air. Okay, so firki you must have played. Okay, so you keep the firki wherever the air is blowing, wind is blowing. Okay, so when the wind is blowing, so the firki rotates. Okay, wherever, in whichever direction the wind is blowing, the firki rotates. Okay, in the circular manner. Okay, it rotates. And there is a weathercock. This is a weathercock. Weathercock. It shows the direction of wind. Okay, it is showing the direction of winds. So it is placed in the terrace, okay, in the roof of the house, on the roof of the house, rooftops, to show the direction of wind. Okay, it shows the direction of wind. Wherever the wind is moving, it moves in that direction. Okay, so that is the weathercock. And this is the firki. Okay, so now, is air present everywhere around us? So we will check. Okay, we will do some activity. Okay, what is that activity? uh Take a bottle. We want to check that the air is present everywhere or not. Okay, so take an empty bottle. Okay, the bottle which is not having anything, no water in that, empty bottle. Okay, now invert the bottle. Take bottle upside down, open its lid, open its cap. Okay, and take the bottle upside down. Does anything comes out from the bottle? So nothing comes out, that is empty. So water is empty. Okay, bottle is empty. Now take a bucket filled with a water like this, as shown in the figure. Okay, and tilt the, you can say, put the bottle inverted inside the bucket of water. Okay, as shown in this figure A. Okay, in figure A, what you can see, does the water enter inside this bottle? Does it enter? Any water drops, anything, any water in the bucket which is there, does it enter inside this bottle? So no. Here, now you tilt the bottle. Now you tilt the bottle in figure B. Now the water enter inside the bottle. So yes, the water enter inside the bottle. So why the water enters? See, in first case, there was no space for the air, okay, to escape from the bottle. And here, when you tilt, it got some space to escape from the bottle. So as the air escaped, the water has started entering inside the bottle. Here, the air does not escape. So the water did not enter inside the bottle. So what was the water filled with? Bottle was filled with, the bottle was, initially it was filled with air. Okay, what was there inside the empty bottle? Empty bottle consists of air in it. Okay, so air is present everywhere. Okay, air is present everywhere. Now, now the atmosphere. Our earth is surrounded by this is our earth. Okay, so it is surrounded by a thin layer of air. Thin layer of air. And this thin layer of air, it extends from the surface of the earth to the outside of the earth. Okay, so this is the earth's surface, and on the earth's surface the several layers of the, you can say, atmosphere is present. Okay, so this layers of the gases are called as, this layer of air is called as the atmosphere. This thin layer of air is called the atmosphere, which surrounds the earth. Okay, now as we go higher and higher, okay, as we go higher and higher, what happens? What happens? The quantity of gas decreases. Okay, the air decreases. Okay, as we go higher and higher, the air decreases. That's why the mountain climbers, can you see in this figure? See, okay, in this figure, the mountain climbers carry oxygen cylinder with them. Why they carry oxygen cylinder with them? Because as they go higher and higher at the higher altitude, the air present is less. Okay, the quantity of air, the density of air is less in the top of the mountain. Okay, so that's why they carry oxygen cylinder. Okay, if there is no oxygen cylinder, they will feel suffocated. Okay, they will feel breathlessness. Okay, they will feel breathlessness. Okay, so that's why they carry oxygen cylinder, mountain climbers. Okay, so air is present everywhere around us. It is true. And what is the property of air? It is present everywhere. So it occupies the space. Okay, it occupies the space present, the space, and it is colorless. Air is colorless. That's why we can see through it. Okay, we can see through it. We can see the other person, we can see the other objects from the air. Okay, so air is transparent also, colorless and transparent. Okay, so these are the properties of air. Okay, and also as we go higher and higher, the air decreases. Okay, quantity of air decreases. So this is another property. Okay, so this is you can say the properties of air. Now, what is air made up of? One thing we have talked about, that mountain climbers carry oxygen cylinder. So oxygen is there in the air, that we know. So let's check it. Does it really present in air? So we know the combustion process. Okay, combustion. For combustion is what? It is burning in the presence of oxygen. Anything which burns in the presence of oxygen is called combustion. Okay, so here let's do an activity. Take two candle, and both the candle you lighted. You lit it. Okay, lit the two candles. Okay, now in one candle, close it, cover it with the glass tumbler. Okay, glass tumbler. And other candle you keep as it is. Here in this figure it is not shown. Other candle you keep it as it is, without closing, without covering with a glass tumbler, and see, keep it for some time. What will happen? What you will observe? After some time, the candle which is covered with a glass tumbler, it extinguish. The candle extinguish. Okay, there is no light, no lamp is produced, no this burning is seen. Okay, burning of candle is not seen. Why? Because there is the limited supply of oxygen. Whatever oxygen was there inside the tumbler was used up. Okay, so hence, and as it got used up, as there was no oxygen, So no oxygen, the candle extinguish. Okay. No oxygen, candle extinguish. Okay. So that is indicating the presence of air. Is made up of air, consists of gases, and one of the gas is oxygen. Okay. So oxygen is there. Now, which is the another substance, another constituents in air? Now, inside the glass tumbler, there is again no burning is there. So what is the another element which is not supporting burning? Okay, not supporting burning. It is the nitrogen. So this is the another element in the air which does not support burning, and that is nitrogen. Okay, so nitrogen is also present in air. Nitrogen. What else is present in air? When in a burning room, have you ever seen any burning substance or a burning room? If you are stuck in that burning room, what will happen? You will feel suffocation. Okay, suffocation. Why do you feel suffocation? So it is because there is a carbon dioxide. More and more carbon dioxide is produced. So when the substance is burned in the presence of oxygen, so what gas is released? It is the carbon dioxide gas is released. Okay. So carbon dioxide is also present in air. So another substance which is present in air is the carbon dioxide. Okay. So carbon dioxide is the gas. Okay. It is the gas present in air. It is also produced during respiration. We inhale the oxygen and we exhale the carbon dioxide. Not only humans, all animals, all plants, they exhale carbon dioxide during respiration. Okay. So respiration process also contribute the carbon dioxide in air. Okay. And also burning of any substance. It contributes the, or burning of fuel. It contributes the presence of carbon dioxide in air. Which is the another molecule present in air? It is the, what is that? Water vapor. We can see this by one activity. You every day you do this activity. Okay, you must have experienced this. You take out a bottle from a refrigerator. Okay, and you keep it in the room temperature, outside in the room temperature. What happens? The bottle, in the bottle, okay, on the bottle, surface of bottle, okay, there are many water droplets are produced. There are many water droplets are produced. So what does this, where does this water droplets come? Okay, from where this water droplets came? Does it came from inside the bottle to outside? Does it penetrate it? So answer is no, it does not penetrate it from the bottle. It is the surrounding air which consists of water vapor. It got condensed. It got condense. Okay, there is the process called as condensation has taken place. The vapor, it gets converted to water droplets, get converted to water droplets when it experience low temperature. Okay, low temperature. So in bottle, wherever the bottle, cool water bottle is kept, in that surrounding area, the temperature decreases. The temperature decreases because the cool thing is there. So heat from air, it transfer into the water bottle. And what happens? The whatever air is there in the surrounding, it becomes cool. Okay, it becomes cool. And as it becomes cool, what will happen? The air, water vapor, it gets converted to water droplets. Okay, water vapor convert into water droplets. Okay, so air also consists of water vapor. Water vapor. So what is the another thing air consists of? We have learned that gases are present in air, water vapor are present in air. What is the another thing present in air? You can see by the activity. Okay, you go in a closed room, okay, and one particular part of the room from where the sun is there, sun is present at which side, that particular part of the room you keep open, or at a door, okay, you keep a door slightly open so that only a slit of light comes, okay. So a small beam of light comes from that particular open portion. So here this in this room, this particular portion is open. Okay. So from this portion, the light beam of light is coming. Okay. From the sun rays. Okay. The light is coming inside the room. Only this much portion is open. So light is coming from this part. Okay. So what you can see, the light is coming. In that light, you can see some particles which is dancing. Okay. It is moving in a random motion. Okay, so this particles you can see, it is moving in that rays of light, beam of light. Okay, so in that beam of light, some particles are moving, and that particles are called dust particles. So dust particles are also present in the air. Okay, so you will say we breathe air, so dust particles will also be going in our nose. So yes, so for that there is a protection in our nostrils. Outer surface of the nostrils, there is hairs. Okay, there are many hairs are present, and this hairs trap these dust particles. Okay, and it allows only the gases to pass inside our nose. Okay, into our respiratory system. Okay, so it is the hair which blocks the dust particle, which traps the dust particles. So that is why it is told not to sleep open mouth. Okay, many children, they breathe from mouth. Okay, or they sleep open mouth. Okay, so what happens? The dust particle you breathe from open mouth. What happens? You breathe if you breathe from mouth, the air which is there, it will enter. Okay, and the dust particle which is present in air, it will also enter inside your mouth, from your mouth into your throat. Okay, so it in your throat it will enter, so this can create a problem. So that's why you should avoid, that's why elders, they scold their children to if they breathe from their mouth. Why? Because it is unhealthy, it will affect their health. Okay, because the dust particle will enter inside the mouth. Okay, inside the throat. Okay, so dust particles are present. Now what is present in air is the smoke. So there is a burning of fossil fuel take place. Many chemicals are produced in the industries. So the gases are produced. So that gases are released from the industry, from the chimney. There is a chimney. From chimney, the gases are released in the air. Okay, in the surrounding air. But this chimney helps to take away the air from our nose, this harmful air from our nose. But this harmful rays are get closer to these birds. Many birds, they come in contact with this harmful rays. So that's why we should, industrialization, we have to come out with some measures in order to in order to prevent the air pollution. Okay, in order to stop, or even in order to prevent this release of harmful gas, we have to come with some solution. Okay, so we have learned the air consists of many gases, water vapor, and dust particles. So what is the composition? What proportion they are present? They are present in in equal proportion, or their proportion varies? It varies. Okay. So nitrogen in the atmosphere is 78%. Okay. And oxygen in the atmosphere is in the air is, oxygen is 21%. Okay. 21%, and the rest 1% is consist of carbon dioxide and other gases. Okay, other gases consist of 1%. So you can say that 99% of air consist of consist of oxygen and nitrogen. Okay, whereas 1% consists of carbon dioxide and gases. other gases. How much percent? 1% in the air. Okay, so this is the composition of air. Now, how oxygen is available to animals and plants living in the water and soil. Okay, now how the oxygen is available to the aquatic organism, that we will learn first. Okay, then we will learn how the oxygen is available to the animals living in soil. Okay, now you can do one activity. Take a container. In that container, put some water. Okay, and keep that container with water onto the burning something gas stove. Okay, uh, so what will happen? You heat it. Okay, heat the water in the container. You heat it for some time. So in the starting, when the heating is started, observe the inner surface. Can you see some tiny bubbles coming in the inner surface? So these tiny bubbles are nothing but the air which is present inside the water. So water, inside the water also, there are air present. Okay, so these bubbles are formed when we heat it. Okay, and when we heat it more, it comes to boil. So water itself forms the vapor and it is evaporated. Okay, so that is, it starts evaporating. Okay, when it comes to boil. Okay, so air is present inside the water. Okay, so this activity shows that air is present inside the water. So this aquatic animals, this air which is dissolved, okay, dissolve in water. Okay, what is dissolved? Dissolve oxygen. The aquatic animals breathe through the dissolved oxygen, okay, present in the water. Okay, so this dissolved oxygen in water helps the aquatic organisms to breathe in air in the water. Okay, now is the air is present in soil also? So we'll check. We'll take some amount of soil in a beaker. Okay, and put that soil inside the beaker. Now we will take some water and we will pour it in on the soil. On the soil, we will pour it. What will happen? As you pour the waters, several bubbles will start forming. Okay, several bubbles will start forming. Okay, in the soil. Some bubbly sound will also come. Okay, so this indicates that there is a presence of air inside the soil also. So between the soil particles, there is a presence of air in it. Okay, so many animals form burrows, they dig the soil and they stay inside that pit. Okay, digging the soil and stay inside the soil. So how they get the air? Whatever burrow they have formed, whatever digging they have done. So in that spaces, the air is filled. Okay. So with that air, the organism breathe in and out. Okay. They breathe the air inside the soil. Okay. So when monsoon or when there is a water, okay, when we pour the water, what happened? The bubbles come out. What does it indicate? Whatever the spaces was filled by air, that was occupied by the water. So that's why the air escaped. Okay. So when we also the roots get also air from the soil, which is the air present in the soil. As and when you over water the plant, what happens? The plant dies because it does not get any air. Okay, because it is completely filled by the water, the spaces are completely filled by the water, it does not get air. Okay, so plants die. Okay, also the animals, some animals, they come out in rainy season. Okay, when there is heavy rainfall, the earthworm which is there, okay, the earthworm which is there, it comes out. Why? Because there is no air, no oxygen supply in the soil. Because in the soil, it is all the spaces are completely filled by the water. So there is no air. That's why they come out. Okay. So the several organism which is living in the soil, they come out from the soil. Example, earthworm. Okay, comes out in rainy season. Okay, or during heavy rainfall. Now, we have seen, we have learned that every organism uses the so we have learned that every organism is using oxygen for respiration. Okay, using oxygen for respiration. So, and giving out carbon dioxide during respiration. After the respiration, they give out carbon dioxide. So, how the oxygen is replaced? Oxygen, it is continuously used by the oxygen. So it should get extinguished. Okay, it should get extinguished in the air. But does it get extinguished? Does it get exhausted? So it is no. It is continuously it is present. So how it is present? It is refilled. It is replaced and refilled. Okay. So it is how it is refilled. It is with the help of trees. It is with the help of plants. Plants are the one which refill this carbon dioxide, which refill this oxygen in the air. Okay, oxygen in the air. Okay, so this CO2 and oxygen balance is maintained by the oxygen and uh, not this oxygen and CO2, that is carbon dioxide balance is maintained by which process? By which process? It is by the process of photosynthesis, and respiration. Okay. So plant also continuously take in CO2. So CO2, does it end in the air? Does it get completed? Does it get uh, extinguished in the air? So it is no. So it is continuously produced. How it is produced? By the animals and also by the plants. They perform respiration. So in the process of respiration, they breathe out CO2. Okay, CO2 is breathed out. So CO2 is also maintained in the atmosphere, in the air. And during photosynthesis, plant produce the oxygen as a byproduct that is given in the air. And from air, it is absorbed by the animals. And animals use this oxygen and they produce CO2. CO2 is again produced and it is given to the plants, absorbed by the plants, used by the plants. And plant again perform photosynthesis with the help of CO2, with the help of carbon dioxide, and again they produce oxygen. So in this manner, the the oxygen and the CO2 balance is maintained and the oxygen is refilled in the air. Okay, oxygen and CO2 is refilled in the air and the balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide is maintained in the air by the process of photosynthesis and respiration. Okay. Now, what is the importance of air? So we will learn the importance of air. It is used, you must have seen windmill. This windmill you must have seen. How this windmill rotates? It rotates by the air. If the presence of wind is there, so this windmill rotates. What does this windmill do? It draws the water from the tube wells, helps in drawing the water from the tube wells. It runs the floor mills. It also used to generate electricity. Okay, we can also generate the electricity from this windmill. What are the other uses of air? It is used for sailing, sailing yachts. Okay, sailing yachts. Then it is for paragliding, gliding for the gliders. It helps the gliders to glide, paraglide. Okay. It helps the parachute to fly. Okay. In the wind. Okay. Parachute, aeroplane. Okay. Helps the parachute and aeroplane to fly. It also helps insects and birds. Insects and birds to fly air. It also helps in dispersal of seeds and pollen grains from the flower. Okay. So there are different uses of air. Okay. We experience in our daily life. And before also we have mentioned some example where we experience the air. Okay. In different situations. Okay. So this was about the lesson, air around us. So let's take a quick revision of the lesson, whatever we have learned so far. It is, we have learned that air is present everywhere. It occupies space, it has no color, and it is transparent. Then we have learned that our Earth is surrounded by a thin layer of air, which extends up to many kilometers above the surface of Earth, called atmosphere. Air is made up of gases, water vapor, and dust particles and smoke. Okay. Gases which is containing in air is the nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and other gases. 99% of gas consists of nitrogen and oxygen, and only 1% consists of carbon dioxide and other gas. We have also learned that water consists of dissolved oxygen, which helps the aquatic animals to breathe in water. The spaces present between the soil particles also consist of air, which helps the animal in the soil to live. Okay. Oxygen and carbon dioxide balance in atmosphere is maintained by respiration by plants and animals and photosynthesis by plants in nature. And we have talked about the uses of air, different uses of air. So that's all about the today's class. I hope you have understood the class, you have understood the lesson, and you experience now. When you experience the air, you will think of the topics which you have learned in this lesson. So that's all, and see you in the next class. Till then, bye bye.